What's up guys, it's your favorite Kiwi coach. Welcome back to another video. In this particular video, we're doing another student before and after video. This one's going to be a good one. We're talking about club shafts. Should I steepen or should I shallow? Let's go do this thing. So like I said in the intro, we're going to be talking about should I steepen or should I shallow? Specifically talking about position 5 to position 7. We're going to take a look at what underneath the plane really is. We're going to give you guys some checkpoints as well as talk about the disadvantages. Then in the after swing, we're going to talk about our neutral preferences, or really the parameters that we recommend, and then also the advantages of being in those parameters. So let's go take a look at the before swing. I'm going to take them down to position 6, and let's go highlight what underneath the plane really is. So I'm going to go draw a circle on the club head here, and then I'm going to go draw a line down straight towards the ground. You can see that the line is maybe about 3 to 4 inches behind the heel line. That is very far underneath the plane in my personal preference. Now from here, I'm going to draw another kind of circle point here. Let's put it right about this position, and then I'm going to draw another arrow straight down towards the ground. And this is going to be towards more so the middle of the foot. So for me, anywhere from the middle of the foot with the club head position at P6 and behind would be underneath the plane. And that's going to be really where you don't want to be. So let's talk about the disadvantages, because you're probably wondering, well, why is this such a bad thing? Well, if my club head is underneath the plane or behind the middle of the foot, what happens is the sweet spot has a large range or a large distance to travel to get to the golf ball. So that means you're going to have to apply quite a bit of torque to get that sweet spot to line up to the center of the golf ball so you can hit it in the sweet spot. And whenever you're applying quite a large torque down at the bottom of the golf ball, it's difficult to control the perfect amount. You might overshoot it a little bit and you're going to hit the hosel. You might undershoot it a little bit, you're going to hit the toe. Typically what we see is the entry point into the golf ball, or the point where the sweet spot is pretty much maybe a few inches to like 5 inches behind the ball. You're going to typically find the sweet spot is coming too far from the left part of the ball. And then from there, it's difficult for you to time just that perfect movement to the right to line that sweet spot up. So that's really the disadvantage of being underneath the plane. Think about it as large distance for the club head to travel to the ball, lots of torque you're going to have to apply, difficult for you to manage where that sweet spot enters into the golf ball. It's going to be tough for you to hit the golf ball in the sweet spot. Now from here, let's go to the after swing, and I want to talk about some of our, let's call it neutral parameters that we think is going to be much more advantageous for you. Okay, so as we take a look at this after swing here, let's go down to position 6 real quick and stop, so right here. So now, as you can see, yes, the club head is still behind the hands. However, if you note here, now it's towards the toes of the foot, which is going to be more so within our parameters of acceptability. Now, because it's more so in line with the toes, there's less distance that this sweet spot has to travel to get to the golf ball, which means you're not going to have to be applying as great as a torque to get the sweet spot to move to the ball. And hence, it's going to approach from a little bit more of a neutral entry point where the sweet spot's a little bit more aligned to the golf ball within that like 3 to 5 inches behind the ball. And most likely, you're going to have a lot more effective time hitting the sweet spot if you're going to be in this position. So again, to review, really, the main thing that you want to get away from this video is from position 5. If I continue to flatten the club shaft or make it move in this fashion right here, and then I see that it's getting anywhere from the middle of the shoe or behind, most likely you are going to struggle. If I can get the sweet spot more so towards the toes or even slightly in front of the toes at that position 6, which means most likely from position 5, you're going to be slightly steepening the club shaft, you're probably going to have a lot better time at getting that sweet spot aligned to the golf ball, and you're going to have a lot better contact. This is kind of the main point I want to get across here. Now, some other little fun highlights here as we continue to go down. The next position I like to actually check just to make sure that the sweet spot's going to enter in from a good spot is going to be when the heel of the club gets right around the middle of the shin, so right around kind of this position right here. What I like to go ahead and draw is I'll take an angle here. I'll put this point kind of through where the thumb and the pointer finger right here kind of make this little V. I put the original point right there. I put this point kind of perpendicular to the ground, and then I put this point out on the sweet spot, and you're going to get a certain number here. So this player is at 26 degrees, which for me I find is a pretty neutral number. I like to see my players anywhere from like kind of 20 degree to 30 degree range. And if they're within that range at this point in the golf swing, you're going to find that they're going to have a pretty good entry and exit typically. You can still mess up from here, but it's pretty difficult to do. Most of the time, you're going to hit the ball pretty solid. If we go take a look at kind of the the before swing here, and we get to kind of that same point, we're going to see that it's way more behind the hands, right? So again, let me go draw it through the sweet spot. Let me go draw this down here. he's closer to about 7 degrees, so much more behind the hands than the player on the right of the screen here. So again, like I said, this player, if he's at that position 6, would have had to apply quite a great torque to get the club to the ball. In this particular swing, he really didn't do that. So we're going to find that that entry starts to get quite far from the inside like this. And again, he's going to have a difficult time having to shoot that club head out to the golf ball to try to line that sweet spot up. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys kind of got the main points there. I think position 6 is really crucial. Make sure you're within those parameters. And then if you want, do that extra little check that we just did there at the end. Make sure the heel is right around halfway to the shin. Try to get that angle and see if you're kind of close to our parameters. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys in the next video.